All right, well, this is always the most dreaded talk after everybody's eaten pasta. So I'll keep it very light. We're in Boston, so you can take a wild guess what part of the talk is going to be about. Specifically, here in Boston, Massachusetts, this area during the pre-colonial days was the Massachusetts Bay Colony. And one of the things I wanted to make sure people understood is, I touched on it before, but there were two types of English Protestants that came to the New World. And people mix the names up all the time, and the two really have nothing to do with each other. They're two entirely different groups. One is the Pilgrims, and the other is the Puritans. It was the Pilgrims who landed at Plymouth Rock on the Mayflower. And their numbers went down from, I think it was about 90 that arrived there after a very horrible trip. And then after the winter, their numbers dwindled down to 53. That was at Plymouth Rock, further down the coast, obviously, here in Massachusetts. The other group, the Puritans, landed in this particular area, Massachusetts Bay, Narragansett Bay, all of this particular area. And this is the part of the British Protestant colony that really flourished. Now, the difference between the two is they both the reason they left England was because they both objected to the Church of England being too Catholic. It had Mass, I'll put that in air quotes and a small m. It had Mass that looked like Catholic Mass. All of the buildings, church buildings, had been confiscated starting with Henry and right through to Elizabeth just, 30, 40 years earlier. All of the services, the Anglican Church of England services, happened in those buildings. They had priests, which aren't really priests. They had bishops that aren't really bishops. They had Mass that really isn't Mass. They had Eucharist that really isn't Eucharist. And it all looked very Catholic. The very quick history on that, if you go back to Henry,